Drawtectives.
They're just like us.
It really makes you think
I've never watched it.
Needs them.
about the Drawtectives.
Should I watch it?
We all have them.
Hey, Julia, I hate to do this at the beginning of the stream, but did we pause your uploads?
Oh, yeah.
You did pause them?
No.
You did not.
But I'm not uploading anything, I don't think.
Did you pause
You're
them?
not. Okay. I'm just making sure because I see dropped frames and I always get scared. I get a primal fear when I see that frames have been dropped.
One fear.
Because I know that chat's about to be like, lag!
Well, now they are.
We're going down!
That's the
They're yelling
mystery of
timber.
the stream is who's causing the lag.
Who's Mr. Lag?
The Drawtectives are on the case.
I vote Jacob. It's usually Jacob.
It's probably
Yeah.
Jacob.
It's usually
Almost
me.
always Jacob.
It's usually Jacob. Julia, we're getting a lot of congrats for our fresh engagement.
Thank
so
you.
fresh.
This was
Can
our
So fresh.
first day. No, it wasn't. This was our second day. How long have we been engaged?
Saturday night.
Yeah,
When it happened.
this is
been-
our second day.
Yeah, it's been
Such
2
a-
days.
2 days.
And
Since
you
you
already
proposed to me.
forgot.
It's been 2 days.
Yeah.
2 beautiful days.
Can I just say, and I want to preface this by saying the way you proposed, so cute. You talked
Thank
about it
you.
on your stream yesterday. If
We
anyone
did.
wants to go check it out.
We did.
But
Thank you.
and I'm so happy for you too. But it is so fucking funny to me that you planned to do it in France and then got COVID and then couldn't do it and then gave Julia COVID.
Yeah, instead of giving me a marriage proposal, he gave me
Yeah.
COVID.
Instead of ring.
Instead
Well-
of ring, I got COVID.
You know that a couple that shares COVID shares
Yeah, that's the
everything
final
else.
step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once we got through that together, we knew
Yeah.
that
But
everything
yeah.
else would be easy. Maybe even COVID again in the future. Who knows?
We just managed
Probably.
to dodge
The way things are
COVID
going.
for like, I don't know,
Yeah.
what year into COVID are we? 2.5 years? We were 2.5 years clear of COVID, and then Jacob was like, all right, nothing better fuck this up. Oop.
You idiot, you fool.
Whoopsies.
Cocky bastard, you done fucked up.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
But
Uh-oh.
it was very adorable the way you did it.
Thank
I
you,
liked it a lot.
Karina. I appreciate that. I'm
It
glad.
felt very us.
I'm glad that. Well, mostly I'm glad Julia liked it,
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you should be.
but I'm secondarily glad that you liked it.
Thanks.
You specifically.
I guess I'll go watch the stream VOD and find out.
So you don't even know if you like it yet.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it.
All right.
I like
well,
that.
I had
I
to
like that
tune
it
in because
happened.
I saw that you hadn't like said anything about it, and I was like, they're gonna do it on stream, so I watched.
you knew what was coming.
We wanted
Yeah.
to see everyone's
Spoilers.
excitement, so.
You
yeah,
had the spoilers.
yeah.
Because Jacob proposed, and then we were like, oh, let's go call all of our family. Oh, they're all asleep.
Yeah.
Guess I'll go to bed. Jacob was like, I guess I'll do the litter,
Yeah, clean the litter box.
then
I
we'll
guess,
go to
and-
sleep.
Well, that's the thing
Alright.
you don't think about when you're planning a proposal is like the PR tour you have to do afterwards.
Yeah.
Like if you do it early enough in the night, it's just instantaneous and that's
Yeah.
the rest of your night.
Yeah.
But if you do
Just-
it late, then you're
If you
like,
do it late, you get a night just to yourselves.
well,
just
we
to
were
be like,
hyped up to tell people, and then we were like, we can't tell anyone.
I did
Yeah.
tell my best friend in the morning, and then she immediately FaceTimed me and talked to me for like an hour and a half.
So that's why we couldn't do it at night.
Yeah.
We had to avoid things like that.
We'd be up too early. But yes.
Yeah, but you did drop it in the group chat.
I did.
and those of us who were awake.
Yeah. Awake and checking Discord.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
was
the
not
order of
checking Discord.
operations was group chat number 1,
Yep.
and then family members
The greatest
secondarily.
honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The group
I
chat's
was
gotta
very
know.
flattered because when my BFF got engaged, I was the first person she called. And she
Aw.
was, and I was so happy for them. And she was like, I just knew you'd answer your phone. I was like, it's true. I'm not doing anything. Yay! I never am.
When my best friend called, she was like, "Oh, so did it happen this morning?" And I was like, "No, it happened last night." And she was like, "What the hell? And you didn't call me?" And I was like, "No, because I knew you would immediately call my mother." And she went, "Oh yeah, yeah,
Well, yeah.
yeah, I would have.
It was past her bedtime.
Yeah,
We made all the right choices.
we did."
That's all
Yeah.
I'll say.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone. We're here to talk about Drawtectives season 2.
Enough of that nonsense.
Enough of that.
Yeah, put that
Who
in the
cares,
trash. It's
man?
done.
That's old news.
What's new is the hot deets you're all about to get about Drawtectives season 2 behind the scenes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, those scenes. You saw the scenes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now
Now
you
get
wanna
ready
go
to see
behind-
their backs.
see those scenes butts.
We're gonna be talking heavy spoilers. So if you haven't finished the season and you don't want it spoiled, don't watch the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta leave now.
You gotta leave
Yeah,
now.
I put it
We
in the
gave
titles
you
of the stream, so you've been
little
warned.
little bit of non-spoiler stuff, unless you think Jacob and Julia's relationship also counts as spoilers.
It's true.
That was for everyone.
Yeah, spoiler. They're not roommates.
Oh my
Oh my God, they
god.
were roommates.
They were roommates.
We are looking forward to all the people that because we still get people that don't realize that we are dating in general. And we keep being like,
Yeah,
no,
they
we're just
never
really good
will.
friends who live together and have cats together and spend vacations together. And anyway,
Drawtectives.
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 We all have them.
We solved the case.
Yeah.
We did. I loosely started a file for this stream of just things that I wanted to say about the season before we started. But if anyone has any questions, I'd love to answer them as we go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share my
Not quite yet. So
Yeah,
chat.
we'll get this intro part, and then I guess we'll
Let
take
her
questions.
speak.
Yeah. I mean, there's just stuff that I'm like,
Speak your truth.
leave.
You gotta slam it up to get it up there.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's right. I spelled stream wrong. Okay, so
How'd
I
you
made a
spell
little.
it?
I made a little file. Basically,
Yeah.
a big thing that I wanted to do was to obviously improve from what I've learned from season 1. And I tried to make season 1 kind of game-esque, closer to D&D than a show. And I think that in doing a mystery that needs in doing a mystery show, you need kind of story beats and pacing to bring everyone through to the next episodes and kind of drive the story a little bit, I think.
Mhm.
So there were a bunch of problems that I had to solve for. So I wrote some down. It needs pacing in a story. Something that was really important to me was that I wanted the audience to be able to solve things too, because I personally love a solvable mystery. And I love games and shows like that where you can solve it. So I was trying to do that. But in order to do that properly, I didn't want to narrate like a D&D thing where it's and then you notice such and such thing, because then that's highlighting, underscoring, and circling a clue that you should remember for later.
Even though we're stupid and needed those sometimes.
I mean, that's all right. I mean, I feel like all of you guys' your role, other than yes, solving this mystery, is mostly to have fun and make it a fun show to watch and make it fun.
That's
reading.
exactly what I did.
We had fun.
Yeah.
It's the most fun
It's just
recording these episodes.
Well, I'm glad. I like seeing how you guys interact with things because it's literally never what I expect.
I remember Julia multiple times has asked me if I thought like the story was like too dark, or if it was like gonna be too serious. And I'm like, it with us playing it, that's impossible.
Yeah.
Like no matter what the story
yeah.
is, we're going to dipshit our way into it, and we're gonna crack jokes and be stupid. And so I feel like it makes for a good balance in the end of like dark themes and big idiots.
Yeah. I do like it.
Yeah. Plus, I just wanted to like hear the story that you wanted to tell,
Well,
Yeah.
but also like be stupid.
It's funny. I had to like. I think I really for season 2. I forgot to upload these, but I have like my binder back there where the best way for me to brainstorm is to just like write it out by hand, because then I can kind of just put it wherever and I don't have to think about like formatting or anything. So I have like, I don't know, like 8 pages in my binder that are just like really loose notes of things. And I have it here kind of. So I used these boards to pace out the story. And so basically what I did was that each car was like a different act. A lot of these have changed, but like these were my early show notes. So it was like the things that were important to figure out, like the general timeline for the team, where like what's happening to Jancy, because she's going to be acting off screen and like moving and doing like her own things, and then like who is Eugene, like what's going on with the people and what the culprit's doing. So I had to figure out like since there was stuff happening before the show in the mystery that you guys just aren't going to remember, I had to like figure that part out. And I made little post-it notes. And then I did like show starts and then the beats from there to try and figure it out. And then this was to my clue dole out, which is that all of these like different colored notes are different types of clues. They're either like conversational clues or physical clues or things that happen, is kind of how I separated it. So it's broken down by episode. And then each car is a different act. So I had to I really wanted to have like each act solved a different question. And I don't know if that actually wound up panning out, because I thought you guys would take different things from different clues. So then I had to trash some clues and then make new ones as the show was going on to space it out.
Whoops.
And figure it out. No, it's fine. It's it is what it is.
There
it's
was
like
a point where we recorded an episode and you were like, be sure to examine the backgrounds for clues. Feel free to interact with things. And I think it was the Harvey episode. And I was like, I take the puppet. And then we just never did it again because the puppet didn't play into anything.
Yeah, I think there was something in Harvey's background that I was like,
Julia.
Oh, that's just some bullshit.
That's just some bullshit.
I was told that it was just some bullshit.
Also,
shut up and ask me questions.
There's this teleporting mannequin.
Oh yeah.
That's turned and rotated. Yeah, there's I don't know, there's little things.
Borb. Look at that little borb.
Wait.
Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That's a borb.
Harvey was a lot of fun because I basically asked so basically Elise was supposed to be in season 1 just because I was very excited that we were working with Elise and that we had that connection with her through Draga.
Right.
And I was like, I need to bring you in on more things.
But then something happened.
Yeah, but then something happened. And then, so when I started drafting up this season, I emailed her and I was like, hey, I don't know if you still have the availability or even if you want to, but you're welcome to be in season 2. I'm very loosely writing it up now. Here's the gist. If you want to come up with a character, or if you want me to come up with a character. And she came back with I want to be a magician that looks like the dude in Moulin Rouge. And I want him to be the biggest idiot and like a man of all talents. And then I was like, yeah, that sounds great. And then I started like drafting it up. And then she sent me this really long email that like those 2 posters were all something that she had written, and she had written even more. And I just thought it was so good that I wanted to include it. But yeah, Harvey's whole thing. And also I was like, oh, the only role, because I don't want to give the guests like too much information and like too many pieces to play with, which is something else I had to solve for, was like, I knew that I wanted the season to have a lot of guests or like a few guests. But I didn't want, it felt rude to overload these people giving us their time and talents with too much information and like a freaking, you know, red line chart of what they know and don't know and motivations, all these things.
Yeah.
So I made, so that's how like the amnesia thing started to come in. And that's how I got the early idea for amnesia, or like the memory wipe, not amnesia, but the memory wipe, is so that the guests didn't have too much to have to do. But I did tell Elise that I wanted Harvey to be a red herring. And she was like, yeah.
And he has red hair.
Yeah.
He's a red herring.
Yeah.
Did it again.
Yeah. What else? Oh, so again, I didn't want to narrate, but I want to keep the story on track. And how do you do that without narration? You put yourself in the show and you give them a role. So Jancy, in the first season, is like literally like a teacher.
Right.
Like she's trying to teach you about the world and the rules and things like that. And then Eugene, since you already know the rules, is just here to catch clues that you guys don't see and to keep the story on track, I guess.
And be our son.
And be your son.
You didn't see that one coming.
Nope, certainly didn't.
Our son now.
Fun clue. A lot of the things that are moon and cat themed are because Eugene made them before he got his memory wiped.
Oh.
Which is why Conrad has spirit stuff instead of moon stuff. He has the planchette on his hat.
Yeah.
And he has purple stuff as opposed to like spacey themed.
I'm so bad at noticing details.
That's fine. I put it there mostly for my own amusement.
I do want to say, like, in our defense as players, I personally don't, I try not to like get too deep into it, like in between sessions, because I feel like that kind of like, it gives me too much of an advantage on the mystery portion of the game. Whereas like viewers notice so many more things because they get to like actually like pause through the episode and like take their time with it. Whereas like we just do it in one go. We don't see the finished episode. I personally usually just watch them when they premiered. So like no in between.
And
like,
we don't talk about it at all.
Nope.
Yeah.
Amongst ourselves. And we also don't go back and look at any of the assets.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to like play it as the characters who would have like,
even if I work on assets for the show, like I never go through the folders in the Drawtectives like stuff because I don't want to spoil anything for myself. Like that would be super unfair. Like I just want it to be really a genuine experience. I'm just like, we miss shit. And we also like take like a few weeks between each recording session. So like we do have to like refresh a little bit, but it's just kind of like off the top of our heads rather than like go back and really remember everything.
I will say this season, Julia, you kept us on schedule. It was really impressive that you were able to crank these out every month.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a lot of work, but I really was enjoying working on this season. I liked it a lot. So another little detail that is very subtle is that Eugene he was supposed to be very like sad and moody, but also just like a genuinely nice person. And it's supposed to be like he put all of his time and love and attention into making this like world that's comfortable for ghosts, which is why when you go to his office, it's like not even complete, even though everything is
male
like
living spaces
up and running and doing great. And his is like, he doesn't really care. That's not like
he's
important.
an engineer.
So that's why he like sleeps on a cot and like, you know, it's still like just sheetrock and things like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have questions? Does anyone else? I'll just keep talking about.
Well, you talked about Elise, and just because I loved episode 7 so much, I'm so curious about how you got how the character planning with Sungwon went, because it's so funny that he played 3 characters and apparently didn't know what all of them looked like beforehand.
Yeah. So basically. I was writing his episode, and I was like, I pitched Sungwon both games. I pitched him the summer I was in school and in love, or whatever it was called. And I pitched this other one, the one that we wound up going with. And then we had like a phone call about it, and he was like, what if instead of like a Final Fantasy cool beat 'em up thing, we play it like it is that, but then it turns around and it is actually just a dating sim. So I was like, yeah, yes, this is correct.
That's so good.
It kind of was my favorite episode to record. It was just off the walls.
It was great.
We preempted the reveal of that by just insisting on playing it as a dating sim regardless before we ever talked to the guy who explained what we were trying to do.
Standing here.
Yeah.
I've been here the whole time.
You basically, like, we did a call out.
Yeah.
Or like you did a call out in planning it. You were like, unknowingly, like, I know what these motherfuckers are gonna do.
These dumb bitches are gonna try.
Yep. Yeah, it was very good. And so I was talking to him. We did like a whole Zoom chat about it. And so I was like, all right, so we need like types of characters. I was writing in a Google Doc. I actually have right here. I'm gonna look at it. So I was like, all right, so like, what are your ideas for like what a dating sim needs? And he was like, well, we need like probably some different locations. We probably need some like multiple characters. So I was like, okay. So he was like, I think it'd be really funny if the dating sim took place on like a battlefield, maybe like a graveyard, a bone throne. Sungwon is so funny.
And then the Italian restaurant.
And then he was like, and then maybe we should just have a regular restaurant, like a date restaurant.
Mario's Meatball Manor.
Mario's Meatball Manor.
Mario's Meatball Manor.
So, you know, he was like, all right, we should have like this type of character, this type of character, this type of character. And then I was talking to the mods about it because I was like, I don't know enough about dating sims. I've only ever played like one. And so they had helped me come up with like the types of like typical characters, basically. So we had like the best friend trope. I was asking about like tropes and things.
Yeah, the one who tells you your like affection level.
Yeah, just like the friend who's here to help you along and things like that. And like Draz has actual experience in like visual novel writing and stuff like that. Yeah. So I was just asking about like tropes and things, and then we wound up coming up with these 3 characters, and I pitched all of them to Sungwon, and Sungwon was like, yeah, I'm down to be 3, whatever. And I pitched like the kind of characters that they're gonna be, and Sungwon's so funny because when you message him, he always gives you like, yeah,
Yeah, he's just so game.
He's so
for
down.
whatever.
And then
He's so game, but he will give you absolutely zero false
Yes.
enthusiasm.
yes.
So like the email you get back from him will just say like lowercase yes, and that's the
Yeah.
whole email. And you're like, when we first started
Every-
talking to him, we were like, does he want to do this? And then we talked to him in person. We're like, oh, he really does want to do this.
That is
Yeah.
my experience talking to him. He loved his lack of energy. Yes, girl, give us nothing.
I
And then you
aspire
talk to
that.
him, and he's so
Yeah.
personable and energetic.
Yeah.
I'm like, great.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a tweet he did it like recently where he was like, a while ago I decided to just stop doing polite laughter if I didn't find something funny. And it's like, yeah, it makes every laugh you get from him feels truly earned.
Yeah, it does
I
feel really
bottled
good.
that shit.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
cherish it.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was like the funniest shit.
Yeah.
And he played 3 characters and didn't even know what they looked like.
Well, so
I should probably see what this guy looks like before I do a voice.
so the only one that he knew, because I honestly, I'll be honest, I just forgot to send him the rest because I do a lot for Drawtectives and then the company in general, so sometimes things slip. So I sent him Velenius's drawing and no one else. And also, Velenius is based off of a character that someone already voice acts. So he sent me a picture and I literally can't remember what this is from.
Isn't it from the like Grand Blue
Yes, I think you're right.
fighting game?
Yeah. So Velenius is based off of that pretty loosely.
Yeah, I feel like
Beefy
someone
fella.
pointed that out.
Yeah.
I forget.
And then everyone else I just kind of had fun with. But yeah, that was
Veseraga is what people in chat are saying.
okay.
Is that the character's name?
It's funny because you look at my files and it's like they're named Rival.
He's just standing there menacingly.
He's so sharp.
Yeah. It's all very silly.
I love the little like different poses you give him, like his hair, like since they don't have faces, they're all covered. His hair would like poof up like a cat's tail.
I do want to throw in the trivia of because I did all of the inserts for this episode, or most of them, not all of them, but a good chunk of them, and I did them while Julia was out. So I was trying like to kind of thumbnail everything out and then like get everything I needed from Julia, like Velenius's face and stuff, just to make sure I had everything so I couldn't bug her while she was out of the country. And I was like, does Lidicus have a face design? Because you have one for Velenius, and you said no. So I was like, okay, then he'll never take the mask off.
He's just a little guy.
Yeah, so that's why the mask never comes off. He doesn't have a face designed, and I wasn't gonna do it.
No. And then I drew like the base of Velenius and then his armor on top.
Yeah.
So he does have a face canonically.
Yeah. Julia did design the mask off face. I just interpreted it, and I chose the colors, but I did originally gonna have him to have gray hair, at least, or like two-tone, but then I decided that looked too Markiplier, so I made it red.
Fair.
I mean, he does have ears. So.
He does have ears, so we're too close.
One eye. Yeah, these were fun to make. I just like doing the assets. Anyway. Yeah, that episode was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for me too, because I just got to sit there.
I want to be an asset.
I want to be in every screen.
I want to be on your person. I want to jump and run around,
move up and down. Oh, Caldwell. Making things complicated for me.
There he is.
I had a few. So I had pitched like a medieval thing for Caldwell, and Caldwell like told me the kind of character he wanted to play. So I had drawn. I had started like real basic, and I was like trying to figure out what he would look like. That was one of them. If he was like a grumpy old man.
No.
I'm so glad he ended up being Duke Kingston Munch. His design is flawless.
Thank you.
The way he enters. That is kind of just Caldwell did just kind of walk into the room like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Caldwell being very loud.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about Duke Kingston Munch is that when you flip him, he's real lopsided, and I felt like that suited.
Oh yeah.
Like a king.
Yeah.
Like a weird gross king. Yeah, he is nice and melty.
That's a Crusader King's character.
Yeah,
for
for sure.
Did Conrad steal that baby? He's not actually a baby. But I liked making the asset of a little baby picture.
But wasn't he a stolen baby?
They just gave the picture of the baby.
Yeah.
How was a picture of a baby?
It was a picture of him as a baby.
Similar enough that they're like, well, we don't have any recent pictures, so here's this one.
Was he stolen as a baby?
No.
When was he stolen?
Is he an adult? How old is he?
Also, no one was like,
what do you mean also?
I don't know how old Albert is.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, what's up? There he is.
How old is Eugene?
Eugene, I imagine, is I feel like he's probably in his like, I don't know, he's probably like 30.
Ooh, he's 30.
I wanted him to be like kind of younger, but not too young.
30 and flirty.
30 and flirty?
And thriving.
Yeah, I guess that's a question. Why was he there? Why was Kingston Munch there? Like, the other people were talent that was hired.
Yeah.
His talent was loud.
I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just curious. From a lore perspective, I realize I don't actually know.
So all of the characters that are talents here are people who were like rising stars of wherever they're from, whatever field they're from.
Manga.
And he, I imagined, was just like a really good like show entertainer, like a medieval times sort of showrunner.
So he got hired the same as everyone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
All of the talents you meet are hired people.
Gotcha.
But then when they never came back home again, people started like trying to find him.
Yeah.
And
which is why the back of as a baby.
Oh, as a baby.
Jancy, please find him.
Why is that the only photo they have of him?
I don't know. I thought it was funny.
The digital age.
It is funny.
They don't own a printer.
He loves to be in cup-shaped things.
Yeah.
Little bowls.
He never grew out of that.
Then he has a little spoon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good pic. Yeah. It is.
There he is. Jacob, how do I make the Zoom thing go away?
Control Alt Shift H.
What the fuck?
All right. Thank you.
Also,
magic spell.
When I did the end scroll, I wanted all of the guest characters to be in more featured spots, so that's why they're positioned the way they are.
Yeah. I had a bunch of clues, by the way, that I never used. Because, like I said, I had to like shift what you guys were noticing and what you weren't.
Morning Lark Bar.
So there was a point where I was going to try to hint that they were talents before they came to the train by having you find things from their other jobs from outside the city, but I couldn't figure out how to make that work without it being very clunky.
So that would have been Abayomi's like other bar.
Yeah. And then I had this.
Squibby Road.
Squibby!
Central Manse.
Yeah, I was... Yeah.
Is that just like a made up?
Yeah.
Central Manse.
Central Manse. I had
Please
this...
don't take my manse.
I had
you pants.
I had this clue, which was like, this is how you figure out that all the people who are on the train are like getting getting killed. And then
Transmuted.
I just decided to make that cinematic of the dude getting punched instead. And then you guys would be on the list. And then I thought that this might be too confusing. Because also you guys wouldn't be on the list because he didn't know you were coming. Because Eugene has your tickets, which is why your tickets are 2, 3, 4, and 5. Because Jancy had the first one. That's how she got into the train. Because she got it from Eugene, because it's Eugene's train.
Is that how Eugene's name is spelled?
No.
It changed?
Well, all of the clues that are Conrad related, he always spells Eugene's name wrong.
Because he's a baby.
Okay.
He's just
petty little bitch.
I saw in like your notes, Eugene was spelled like that with an I.
Yeah, I was doing that for a while, and then I was like, no, I should spell like Eugene correctly, but then make the culprit spell it
okay.
incorrectly.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So you guys have the early ticket numbers because Eugene had it because it's his train, and he would have held on to a bunch of tickets. And then this one is in the show, but it was just never. No one ever brought it up, and then I didn't feel like I needed to.
Oh, it says do not allow Eugene, Finch, or Jancy True on the train.
Yeah. And then I decided that...
Still misspelled.
Yeah, because it's written by Conrad.
Who apparently is horrible at spelling just Eugene's name.
He's a petty idiot.
Yeah, because he does it on purpose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's in the background here.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, why would we bring it up? There's so many cute things in front of it.
Yeah.
This was one of my favorite little rooms to draw. I drew a lot of little cat details.
Yeah.
I also
burger?
Little cat burger?
A little burger, some little fish, a little cat sticker. He has a little mouse toy.
Toby?
He's got little drawings of you guys from when he goes back to his room.
That's so cute.
Joe Bean's cup, a bunch of drawings of Eugene, him at the medieval place, at the joust house, him at Joe Bean's, his view of the circus.
Who's Toby? Am I forgetting something?
Toby is... I was going to have a thing where the conductor also doesn't care about Felix because Felix is connected to Eugene, but Felix also knows like the train well enough. So he's like really disrespectful to Felix, which is why Felix is in this tiny little cramped room.
So he's just calling him any name.
Yeah, he just doesn't care.
Okay.
I have little posters here that he drew.
You can do it.
You can do it. And then like a little mouse and then Eugene again. And then I got a little ball of yarn. Yeah. And just some like...
Is that a cheese grater?
It's an iron. I imagine. I was picturing that he was like...
Yeah, it's gotta look sharp.
I
also thought it was a cheese grater, okay. Jacob, when I saw it. So
it does kind of look like a cheese grater. It's hard to see the handle here.
One of those cheese graters, what's got a handle?
Well, this season was a failure.
We didn't know shit.
He just has a bunch of...
Is that book called Trains 1?
Yep.
Mice.
Mice.
The original
I love
Trains.
Yeah. My favorite book is Mice.
Mice.
It's just half of Mice and Men.
Yeah, no men.
Just the mice
Just
portion.
mice.
Just the mice part. It's a much more pleasant read.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did see someone asking in chat if you want a chat question.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take chat questions anytime.
About the movie. Like, who wrote the script for the movie? About our hijinks.
Yes. So...
The novel that came out swinging.
Yeah, the novel and the movie.
The loose clue there was that the name of the person was something very straightforward. A writer.
Yeah.
And once you figure out that all these people are named something about their job and that that's not meant to be, then it's Conrad wrote it, and it's just because I feel like Conrad just wants to be known for something, but he's not very creative or good at stuff that pertains to the train. So he just took like the big case that happened and summarized it through like newspaper articles.
Gotcha.
And then another clue that I actually forgot to put in, which is my bad, is that I wanted you guys to find some sort of like newspaper where you see a group shot of like some of the people at that case, but it's shifted down. Like the photo is shifted down so you can get Buzz in the photo, which means that Don Jovi gets cut off, which is why Conrad just kind of writes him out as like not needing to be fully memory wiped. And also he just kind of assumes that Don Jovi's an idiot, so he didn't even bother to change his name.
I like to imagine it just wouldn't take on Don Jovi.
Yeah.
He's so sure of who he is.
I also made this and I never used it.
Ooh.
Classic Julia.
Yeah, there's that, and then there's also like some of the names don't change because like Harvey, I imagine that like Harvey is so used to reinventing himself a million times that he just went back to picking like what he thought was a good stage name. And a good stage name to him was Harvey. Because he's also not very creative. He's just like a weird little guy.
Do you have the hot dog poster?
I do.
It's so good.
Yeah.
This one did make me laugh when I made it. This one made me laugh, but this one is my favorite. I just had a lot of fun with it. It's very like 60s.
Yeah, I love this
adjacent.
one.
You mean a cookie?
Cool.
Yep.
Nice.
Wow.
I don't mean to brag, but Andrew Bridgman sent us cookies.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I emailed him yesterday to tell him the news, and then he sent us cookies in the morning.
Wow.
So these aren't just cookies, they're Bridgman cookies.
They're Bridgman cookies.
So jealous.
Yeah, I have everyone's little... I made all of these posters in one day. All of these, like... all of the ones that you find on that wall. They were all ones that I did in the same sitting. This is supposed to be a little, like, glass with the ice, and then, like, a little wedge of something.
Yeah.
I have
Sharon.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you come up with the real not altered names for all the characters?
I did not.
Oh.
No.
They could be anything.
Yeah.
I have to say too that Duke Kingston Munch, if you couldn't already figure it out, Caldwell came up with that one.
No way.
It's the most Caldwell ass name.
He also came up with Conrad Uchter because he liked the double clue there, the misleading clue, and then the actual clue, which is that con, like he's a con man.
Con.
And then
Boom.
like a conductor. Hi.
Con bad.
Con
Hey.
bad. My cat's here. What else? Hi, Olive. There was something too that I wanted to bring up, and now I don't really remember what they are.
Blarden State.
Blarden State, something that I panicked, said, and then had to make a poster of. I had to make that later.
The hot dog poster is truly visionary work.
Yeah.
Nathan, while you were getting cookie, Nathan requested I put the hot dog poster on the screen.
I just wanted to say from me.
Yeah.
The hot dog poster is so funny.
Come
It's like
see hot dog eating wonder.
Come see.
Because like
Please.
obviously it's well designed because you made it, but it's so funny that like in universe he got such a well designed poster for hot dog eating.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, you did remind me. So Conrad has two posters, one that I didn't use. It was supposed to be like an evolution of his career, and then I felt like I didn't really need that.
Wait, did that say Tim's Opera House?
Yeah.
Teams
Opera
because I think that he's making his own posters because he can't afford to hire someone professional. And
Erase your friend's brains.
He's really bad at spelling.
Just make them play Drawtectives.
I had a back of the poster to show that it was like really cheap. But yeah, and then this one that I just wound up never using.
Tim Abra's house. House.
It's at Abra's house with Tim.
Yeah.
What is Tim Abra's house?
No idea. I just made it up. I thought it was funny.
It's really good.
What does that mean? Is Tim Abra his name and it's his house?
I don't know.
Why do you keep asking? You're not going to get an answer.
Julia wrote it and formatted it and then styled the fonts. And the phrase Tim Abra's house ended up there, and then she must know something.
No.
I think
sometimes you just write Tim Abra's house.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean anything.
This is also not a real date.
Oh, Feb 30th.
Yeah.
Of course.
I think in Tim, I was supposed to put the time later as a note to myself, and then I just never did. Because I wound up not using this clue, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Can you put Tim Abra in season 3?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I want to meet him.
I want to go to his house.
I want to meet Tim.
Yeah. So you guys were supposed to find these like different posters, but then I just used the shortcut of graffitiing Eugene's poster. So, yes.
What? So like, okay, and then Conrad's real name was Leland Bohr.
Yeah.
Which people were pointing out is like shortened to Le Bohr, like just like a French person being bored.
He's just a boring person.
Yeah.
I just wanted like a name that when I said it, no one would react.
Leland, yeah.
Leroy.
Like he is
Leroy.
bored, you are bored to hear it. It's fine. It's nothing.
Oh, and people were also pointing out how clever it was to name Spirits Lady Sharon.
Yeah.
Sharon, yes.
Which is a reference to Charon in
My
Greek
beloved.
mythology.
Charon.
Charon.
Where is she?
Yeah.
My favorite. She's just the culmination of so many women I've met in Queens, specifically.
A lot of
need you
people
to make
have
a
wanted
half
to
circle
know
down.
about the arcade episode
Yeah.
where we made it a drawing challenge when it wasn't supposed to be.
We brute forced
Like
it.
what the original plan was and what we were supposed to do.
Oh yeah, did we not ever?
I think we've
talk
talked
about
about
that?
it, but people are
I
asking.
know we
so.
talked about it.
Yes. So, Club Vega. So, you guys were just supposed to, like... I didn't account for the fact that you guys would just ask to see the clues. And then you said, can we see... I mean, the prizes. Excuse me. And then I so was expecting it where I was just like... Yeah.
Julia, you know we're greedy.
Yeah. We're not going to do something unless we have a reward.
We're reward motivated.
Yeah.
A lot of things happened too with the games that I was just like it couldn't have gone worse for the team.
Eugene got death immediately.
Eugene got death
Instantly.
immediately. Yeah, I think only one of you did like actually well on the games.
was me.
And that was my bad. Oh yeah, you
I
did
thought
well.
Karina did a good job.
I
with the
Karina
dice
did
probably
well.
did average.
You did pretty good with dice ball. Well, yeah, because we bullied you into giving York a +2 for test of strength.
Yeah.
Which means that we could have just. Someone pointed this out. This isn't like I saw this after the fact, but someone pointed out that like with your if York's +2 persisted, we could have just grinded on test of strength, and we would have always netted at least even, and sometimes we would have made more because the +2 put us at like at least we'd have 3 no matter what we rolled.
Yeah.
But to reach 100,000,
we would have just had to like time skip it. Just be like, we just do this all day.
we solved it.
Yeah. So my plan was that you guys would play it for long enough that it would make an episode, and then the reveal when you guys would be like when you would finally get like frustrated, or I would lead you to the prizes, you would just see that it was out of points anyway, and then you guys would get annoyed with Anna, and then she would just give you things for free. And that was the plan. And then you guys were like, we're not getting anywhere with these games.
Yeah, Eugene died, and then we were like, we've been conditioned to like draw for clues. Can we draw for you, please? We were trained one way.
Yeah.
And then I got to draw Duck Touch.
Yeah. And don't cry and lift it.
And lift it.
Lift it.
Yeah, those were good episodes. The good episode? Those were good episodes.
Those were
good episodes.
I think we can all agree.
These are my early sketches, by the way.
He's Spider-Man.
Upside down.
I drew it on my iPad.
That's wild.
Is his name Sheldon?
Sheldon. I think
Bazinga?
so.
Looks like it says Sheldon up there, doesn't it?
I wanted him to be like a skeleton.
Oh, not Sheldon.
He originally was like a little skeletal, like he had sunken in cheeks and very pointy face and things like that. And I wanted all of his clothes to point downward, like death and things like that, like
hell,
circles of hell and things like that. So this was an early all-in-all. Was that one of them would be a big like Saturn and very like children's play.
Yeah.
Or it's just like taped together.
Well, I love the hand. Yeah. It's just like.
Yeah.
Oh. This was the original iteration of them.
There were 3?
Yeah, well, one of them would always be the one upstairs, but I wanted to make
there were
her
always
more of a cloud.
3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but she wasn't like a madam. She was just Terry.
She was just Terry.
Yeah, aka Sharon.
Yeah.
Or a Tem? Like my Yu-Gi-Ohs?
The necklace.
Yes.
That was the one that she like found a sketch of, and then she made it from the sketch that she found.
Yeah.
Who made the sketch?
So Anna says that she makes security systems and animatronics, and she made one of Leland, who's the one that you encounter, and who makes his office door. And he didn't want her to remember that, so he erased it.
And then she remembered it?
Well, she still has the post-it and like her notes from that time.
Gotcha.
So she had the notes of like the code, and so she found it, but she didn't know what it was for, but she liked, the general shape, so she made a necklace out of it.
Gotcha.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. And all the animatronics are just straight up animatronics. There were some people I think that were thinking that there were spirits in them, but there is not.
No, the only spirit in an animatronic is Felix.
Yeah.
It's Mr. Felix.
Was Checkers an animatronic? Or is that a spirit? Is that a mime?
Just a regular guy.
Is that just a mime's ghost?
No, it's just a mime.
Just a mime.
He's a guy who got hired.
Yeah.
To work
that for him.
When we did the end splash, I took a lot of liberties with that because I didn't want to bother Julia again. But I did put the animatronic in. And Julia was like, should he be in there? And I'm like, I don't know.
I liked it.
It wouldn't make sense. I would feel bad leaving him out because, it's like the victory lap of all the characters. And I was like, he made such an impression that we'll just pretend. There's no real reason that he's there. But in my mind, there was also an animatronic of him in the real world.
If Analog got her memory wiped, it's possible that she had already designed a similar animatronic for Hucky Hees beforehand.
Yeah. That seems likely.
My head canon is that he already existed and he was hanging out with them. And the reason Anna looks kind of flustered in that end scroll is because they're all just like, wow, look at this thing you built. That's so cool. And she's like,
yeah.
So yeah.
So it's
don't
Felix.
think too deep into that.
Yeah. With Felix, I wanted like a creepy Reaper, like looming thing. And so originally he was just going to be this like big shadow. And then I really liked him being like a ticket taker, like one of those hole punch things.
Yeah.
So originally he was
Sure
going to be
did.
like in between of like the creepy shadow thing and also the hole punch. But then I liked me. Also his head does fit in the helmet.
Meow.
And hair. But like his jacket has little hole punches in it.
Yeah.
And also no one had asked and it wasn't important, but in my head these were all actual train schedules because he takes his job very seriously and he thinks that he's an actual train conductor. So he's like
The railway
fucking
cat.
Skimble Shanks over here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Cat with a job.
It's just
I'm
a
a
cat with a
cat.
job.
With a job.
And suspenders.
And suspenders. And he's orange.
And he works on a train.
Yeah. But none of that is important here.
I'm a cat with a job. Yeah, and he's also named Felix because the first cat they were going to send into space in real life, his name was Felix.
Oh.
So
They didn't send it to space though?
the cat escaped his pod,
Nice.
and
Hell
so they
yeah.
sent a second cat that they named like Felicette or something. So yeah.
But Felix got out and lived.
Yeah, he was like, I'm not doing that. You
I'm not
crazy?
going to space.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
gonna be a cat. I'm gonna do
That's
cat
such an
stuff.
orange cat move.
Also, someone asked why Don Jovi had the tickets. Felix had the tickets for the team because the game he thought they were still playing the game, so he kept like dropping little things and like slipping them to people. But he was also working, so he just did it quickly and then ran back to work. And he had one extra one because I made a whoopsie.
Yeah, I don't remember if that was ever addressed, like outside of us playing, recording the episode, that there was an extra ticket in there.
I think my reasoning is that Felix is bad at counting.
Yeah,
But
it
but the
doesn't
honest
matter.
answer is that I messed up because
Good at other stuff.
I do a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, and sometimes I'm rushing to get the
Yeah.
PSD prepped like 5 minutes before we're recording. So
It wasn't a big deal. I just know that like people work so much harder to like theorize these things than we do for the reasons I discussed earlier, and not because we're lazy or disinterested, but just like, did we ever say there was an extra ticket there? Are people going to think that's like on purpose? Oops.
not this one. Oh, so someone had asked how much of the notes here were actual, like my actual notes, and yeah, a good number of them were basically the notes that I wrote in my notebook for the show.
The water cycle.
The
water cycle.
Yeah, that was part of it.
This was actually a note from my notebook, but I had
Nice.
drawn it as like a little sphere when I was brainstorming. I wanted the hallway to be just little teleporters, like a service hallway, so that anyone who was working on the train could get very quickly to like those locations. But then Conrad just sold it as like a first class ticket. And so that's why it just like sends you to one room.
I've seen a lot of people asking about your voice acting. Like if you did anything to work on it or if you're just like winging it. And also if you practice the voices for the characters. And if so, how do you keep that a secret from me?
So some of them
Want to use you.
And some of them.
Some of the voices, I don't usually have an idea for the voices.
Probably wait a little longer before we order.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to remember which voices I like actually practice beforehand. There's like one or two. I mean, most of them, I'll be honest, I kind of go, I'll figure it out at time. I knew for sure what I wanted all in all. I usually think of like the kind of personality and person that this character would be while I'm drawing them. So I like think of like how they would interact and like so that because I need to like get an expression that's like down enough for this character so that you guys can play off of them, that like have enough of their energy. So all in all, I knew right away because they live in my heart. But if there was a character where I had to figure out their voice, I usually waited for Jacob to be in the shower.
The perfect time.
The perfect time, the perfect crime.
I got my tunes on. I can't hear.
Damn.
Yeah, I usually wait for him to be in the shower, and then I feel less weird walking around the apartment being like, oh my god, the spirits.
Yeah.
Did Jacob ever finish his shower early and catch you doing a voice?
No.
It's very obvious when I'm about to leave the shower.
Yeah.
I have like the same process every time.
Yeah.
I have a question for Jacob.
Yeah.
Did you ever accidentally get spoiled?
No.
Wow.
Julia's very good at hiding stuff, and also I just try not to look at her screen if she's like working on Drawtectives.
yeah.
I usually try to tell him ahead of time, like, hey, I'm going to work on this thing. Don't look at my screen. So sometimes Jacob will walk in the room and go, hey. So yes,
That's adorable.
He's very good about it. These are my early Harveys.
I've seen people in chat asking what the drawings that we did for All were supposed to be.
Mine was a rhino. Mine was obviously a rhino. I remember that.
Oops.
Jacob's was the mug with the the Jancy symbol, and then the dragon. I
Yes.
forget what Karina's was.
Karina's was a
Cat.
cat, so it's probably supposed to be Felix.
Yeah. Felix. That was Felix. What episode was that? Was that 8?
I couldn't. There's no way.
Okay,
yes.
yeah, okay.
Nailed it.
So the dragon is the Gareville,
The serpent.
The constellation.
the Gareville dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a mug.
Oh, it wasn't the fun dragon at the
The bad dragon.
the bad dragon.
Well,
Bad dragon.
that dragon never came back into the story. So
Yeah, it stayed over there.
But it was there when we found the
that's true.
Jancy
That's
symbol.
just a coincidence.
Okay.
Well, because if you look at Gareville, so you have the dragon, you have like, so this is supposed to be Jancy's symbol, this is supposed to be the mug, and then this is supposed to be the dragon. So Jancy is in a place that has, the mug, the Joe Bean's place,
Yeah.
and then after that you're supposed to go to like the place with the dragon, like look for a dragon. This is supposed to be Felix.
Clearly.
And
Mine was just for fun.
yours was the ticket taker.
Hey.
It's not a rhino.
It's not a rhino.
I mean, it is
that
a
was
rhino,
also just a coincidence.
but it wasn't supposed to be a rhino.
Okay, so you combine mine and Karina's, and you get that the ticket taker's a cat. I see.
Yours was supposed to be like the halfway between like the ticket taker and Felix. To say like, like look for the ticket taker, but he's going to be something else. And then you guys were so excited about this being Rhino, where I was like, all right, drawing 2, you're just going to draw a cat.
You guys are so excited about being a Rhino. I didn't want to tell you no.
Basically. So, and then this was, you know, Jacob really had to do a lot here, because I was then like, oh God, what else do they need clues about?
It's his job.
Which, here's a question.
Yeah, what's up?
What spirits were Sharon talking to in that moment? Were they ones that were like hanging out in Gareville, or were they the goo?
I think it was the goo.
Okay, so the goo can still talk even when it's goo.
Yeah, she was getting like general. The reason that she couldn't talk to spirits was because there's too many spirits. But if she could really focus, then she could see like, you know, getting the clues kind of like from the universe. But I think they're kind of surrounded by goo, so it was probably that.
Sort of a
like
Van
goo
Hohenheim
impressions
situation.
Yeah. Goo impressions, yes. There it is. So you see like outside, there's
impressions.
The little...
This is my new installation, goo impressions.
So yeah. Also, I saw some people saying like, "Oh, Felix can go back," but Felix died before the show, like way before the show. He's just dead.
Yeah.
So I did ask in an animatronic
if we could put Felix in the end scroll, but he can't be there.
He can't. Unfortunately,
Sally.
but he lives in the.
He's fine.
If Eugene really cared, he would find a way to transfer Felix's spirit into an Earth animatronic.
I mean, he could do it because it is like. So
Felix is just physically on the moon.
If you build him a rocket ship, the animatronic could come to Earth, I guess, right?
Yeah, they could teleport him back to Earth.
The spirit,
Gareville is like a physical location that it's basically a very haunted city.
Right.
That if you can't see spirits, you think it's a bunch of like floating objects and then like a couple of animatronics walking around. And Felix in an animatronic.
Or just like a bunch of shadowy figures.
Yeah.
Like in like what Spirited Away looks like before you cross the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ghosted over there.
Ghosted over there.
My favorite Studio Ghibli.
I'm trying to think of what else. I wrote like a bunch of notes.
I've seen a lot of people asking about York's illiteracy and how I've regretted that decision to make him illiterate ever since I did it. And I definitely have regretted it. And I will confirm to you right now that in season 3, York will be able to read.
Wow. We can't keep living like this.
I need to be able to read the clues out loud to talk about them.
Because Jacob's the best reader.
Yeah, Jacob.
But he can't read, so then I have to do it, and it's hard.
But it is funny. It is funny every time.
Yeah.
You start to and then go, I don't know what that says.
I had to do so much reading in the finale and I was sick.
So a lot of my notes are just like, so I wrote out basically, again, I wrote out the whole like timeline as if you guys did solve this thing up until episode 1 of the like investigation. So like Jancy goes to investigate, then Jancy contacts you, and then a bunch of her clues lead to finding hints that there's like this train that people signed up for or bought tickets for, and then they contact Eugene and all these things. So I had to write out the whole like Jancy's investigation basically. So I have all these notes of like how the crimes were committed, because the real crime was that he's like forcing people to live at this place and without their consent, and like forcing talents to work for him for very little pay, and all these things. And so I had to write out how he would do this. So there's like a whole timeline that no one will ever see that are just in my notes that are like, in episode 0. Just so that if it was asked about later, I would have the answer.
Wow.
I've seen the question a few times about if there will be a Drawtectives where we make new characters to play as. And I'll never say never, but
we're really attached.
It feels like it's hard to get away from like these characters as being the Drawtectives.
I like these characters, and other people seem to really like these characters.
Yeah.
I've gotten so much just like fan art and people saying they really like Grendon. And it's like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad people like them so much.
Yeah, I like him too. I'm glad that everyone liked Eugene.
I'll keep playing him.
He's
like
my
when I first made Grendon season 1, like I was thinking he would be kind of like a lazy sort of like shithead, and then people really liked him, and I wanted to make him nicer and not as shitty.
As long as we stay using these same characters, they'll only grow and make more sense.
Yeah. Character growth, baby.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about this show is like we came in with these like vague ideas for characters and just playing them with each other. They became friends.
Yeah.
And became better people as a result of knowing each other and solving mysteries.
I have been appreciating, or I do see a lot of appreciation for you guys making it sort of like a found family. Like, we're not just coworkers, we're all family. Jancy's our grandmother or whatever, our mother figure, or whatever you guys landed on.
Right. Like, we all kind of independently made our characters people that either were distant from their families or, just had tenuous connections to other stuff. And so these are like the realest connections they have in their lives. I think that's cool. I really like that.
Worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like very heartwarming. Despite you guys doing that while shitting on literally everyone.
Yeah, being just the worst.
Everyone that I throw at you.
We love a found family where they bond over just being the worst.
Where they bond over being a bully.
We're just kind of annoying, but every so often, Julia, you'll throw a character at us that's more annoying than us, and it's very impressive.
And then we're justified.
Then I'll give you one. I'll give you one or two every season. Who's the really annoying one this season?
I am an animatronic.
Oh yes, I'm an animatronic.
But I liked him.
I'm an animatronic. Yes.
Well, yeah, it's like him and Checkers were both like rude, but they were lovely.
Yeah. I guess it was Conrad.
Yeah, Conrad.
Conrad
sucked to talk to, but I still felt bad, and then I got to feel justified in being an asshole to him. Was that so? Which version was the animatronic?
The
Conrad?
Second one.
The second one, the one that has
was that the one I was extra rude to?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was rude to a robot.
Yeah, you sure were.
I didn't even get to be rude to him.
Julia kept saying, like, you thought we would catch on to a very obvious clue, which of course we didn't. Why would we do that? Which was he's the first person we see, so he would have been the one to hypnotize the characters. And of course we didn't notice that.
Yeah, so
but after we finished, you were like, did I make it too obvious? And I'm like,
so that I was nervous about that.
First guy we see with a little dangling pocket watch.
Yeah, we're like, that could be anyone.
Yeah.
Well, so I was talking to Caldwell about sort of the beats of the story, and I was like, with the rules of hypnotism, if it's like your memories are just erased, like everything of like once you guys figure out that it's like the memories of how you got on the train are erased, then that means that everything else is fresh, which must mean that the person who hypnotized you must be like right there. And so when Caldwell and
we didn't notice that.
So I had said, like, you know, is it suspicious if the first character you see, like, once you figure out that it's hypnotism is involved, like, is it going to give it away too fast? And Caldwell was like, yes. He was like, you need to do something where he kind of gets like eliminated as an option. You need to make it so that he gets like removed from the story, like that he couldn't possibly be it, which is how him being the second time you see him was him being an animatronic. And then he gets carried away.
I'll tell you, Analog did a great job with that animatronic. He really felt like I was getting under his skin. Metallic skin.
Yeah,
I'm leaving.
I was so scared about making it too obvious because, like, Nathan's really good at remembering little details about characters, like when we do 30-second drawing challenges. So I was worried that.
Well, apparently he did notice, but no.
Well, okay, so I'll admit that I usually don't do this, but before the final episode, I did go back and look at some of the chat in our Discord.
You looked at Drawtectives chat.
I did look at Drawtectives
chat. You dirty
dog.
dog.
Looked at Cheaters chat.
For cheaters.
It's not cheating. They just it's Cliff's Notes. They watch the episodes more closely than I do and remember stuff. It's all the information's there. They don't have access to information that we don't have access to.
But when we have access to it, we have limited access to it. They don't.
I mean, it's just
so that's why we don't catch things.
It's the same as me rewatching every episode meticulously, but faster.
That's true.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But once someone pointed it out, I was like, oh, that's probably something.
We get it, Nathan. You metagame.
Yeah.
You metagame.
Just a little.
I saw a question about
just a little bit.
It seemed like more of a general question. So while Julia's ordering food, while Julia's ordering food, we can address this general question. But they were asking like how you avoid like boredom or burning out when you're like doing a long project, like something like Drawtectives. Like when it takes a long time to like get the payoff for it. Like how do you stick with something like that? And I don't have a good answer because I don't do long projects for that exact reason.
Yeah, it's funny that you brought this question up because do any of us have an answer?
Only Julia would, I guess.
Well,
I can
answer for Julia. Don't worry. So here's what I think she does.
Because like I've never done a project this big. But and I haven't done any long projects in recent memory because I'm fucking tired all the time and I don't feel like it. But it is just a matter of both time management, having a schedule for yourself, and just wanting to do it. Is that an answer?
That sounds right to me.
I don't know how to articulate it any better than like, well, if you have a project you want to get done, you kind of just have to like steel yourself to do it. And you look forward to getting it done because then it'll be really cool.
Yeah, I don't think there's any more true answer than that. I'm sure Julia will have a more nuanced answer about Drawtectives once she decides what sushi she wants.
Yeah. No, I'm done.
Gonna get some special roll. What do you get? What you order? You don't have to say.
I got a maki roll combo of an Alaska roll, an eel cucumber roll, and a spicy tuna roll.
Damn, he's hungry.
Yeah, I'm a 3-roll boy.
I got some Inari and some spicy crunchy rolls and some California rolls.
Wow.
Because the thing with sushi is you can't really do leftovers.
No.
You gotta eat it all.
You gotta eat it.
So
yeah.
For long form projects like Drawtectives, Drawtectives is hard because it takes me over a year to do a whole season. Like from planning it to when it finishes, it's probably like, I think it took me like 3 months. No, 2 months? 2 or 3 months after the end of the first season into starting to record the second season. And that is writing. It's writing the story, plotting out the episode beats, making all the assets, running through it with multiple people to make sure that it makes sense and that it's not a stupid idea. And then there's like the little set dressing things, and like this one had some few animations and things like that. And I really like Drawtectives. I like doing Drawtectives. I just generally love mysteries, and I also kind of find like multiple purposes for the show. It's both like practice, a good portfolio piece or a few portfolio pieces. It's good. I don't know. It's like good for the channel eventually. Even though like at the time when I'm drawing all these things, I'm like, oh my God, I'm just spending so much time on this thing. So all of those different things motivate me, and then just being really into the show. And also like, I think for this specifically, there is a lot of pressure to just like, or not a lot of pressure, but I put a lot of pressure on myself to make it as good as it can be, while also in like the shortest amount of time that I can do it, because you know, we're 5 people that run a whole like, you know, company, so I don't want to spend like too much time getting into the weeds of it, which kind of like motivates me to move on with certain things. And then I also want it to not be time wasted, because everyone has a lot to do at the channel. So I want it to be worth everyone's time. So I try to make sure that it's good.
It is.
Yay!
It's the most worth. It's the most worth.
It's
the biggest good.
Yeah.
Big good.
I love every chance I get to both record and help.
Thank you.
I really liked reading the question in chat as you were giving that explanation of someone asking if there would ever be another series like Drawtectives that a different one of us runs. And my first thought was, motherfucker, we can't do that. We can't make a show like this. Only Julia can do that.
It's too hard.
Yeah.
I have the other portion to that original question was that I have a lot of self-discipline, and I also have a work ethic that I'm realizing. Jacob and I went out to dinner like 2 weeks ago, and
Congrats.
Thank you. That's it. That's the end of my sentence.
Wow.
And that's it.
That's lovely.
That was my first night out in forever. No. And we were talking about like work stuff, and I realized how much my brain has been busted by stuff that I've had to do. And so what I think is like a normal amount that you should like strive to do in a day is stupid and is too much, but I do it. And so in order to get it done, I'm really strict about my time every day except for the weekends. So like Jacob and I will wake up, have breakfast, and then I'll either shower or go straight to work. And then we have a lunch break in there, which if it wasn't for Jacob, I probably wouldn't be taking it. And then I work straight until dinner. And that is just work. That's not taking breaks. That's not looking over at another tab to watch something for even a couple minutes. That's not like going on social media. It is literally, I am working as fast and as hard as I can during those hours to try to get Drawtective stuff done, and then my we also have just regular Drawfee stuff to get done every day, basically, like renders and episode stuff, and then I have all of the admin stuff that I have to be doing. So I'm just really strict and very organized about how to do it, and I think being so regimented kind of helps you go through a project, because also when you're doing so many tasks, you look forward to the fun one that you've poured yourself into the most.
Yeah.
I did have to explain to Julia, and she looked at me like I was speaking a different language when I said that most people, when they go to work and work an 8-hour day, they don't work all 8 hours of the day. It's like you're at work for 8 hours of the day.
Yeah.
But you're not working for 8 hours straight.
Never.
Without stopping. That's crazy.
It's like Julia and Caldwell are the two people I know who do that. And even Caldwell would take some breaks.
Yeah, I would not. I mean, the thing that kind of got me into that sort of mindset was just when we were working at College Humor, I just had a number, and we've talked about this before. I've had a number of jobs all at once, and then I had to attend meetings. So I was the managing editor for Dorkly. I was also the head illustrator. I was also doing Drawfee on the side, and then we were doing other videos on top of that. So, and then I would have to fill in for when work didn't get done at the website. So I would have to be doing articles and galleries and sometimes do social things. And then I would be having to go to meetings, but then also I would be doing, like I said, just all these things at once. And then also I still had the quota at Drawfee of doing, Dorkly of doing, I would essentially have to do a comic a day, because they needed me to have a comic when I would go away, which included away for events and away for vacation. So because of the posting schedule, it would be 3 of my comics a week, which meant that if I was away for 2 weeks, I would have to have 6 comics. So I just learned how to hustle.
Get that grind set.
I learned how to hustle and use every minute of my day to just hyper focus on work every day. I basically just listened to a lot of music and a lot of podcasts in the background, because I also didn't really have time to watch things.
I will say, in Julia's defense, well, not defense, because it's crazy. It's very impressive that she was able to do that for so long. But in Julia's health defense,
yeah,
I think you are much better now about your time management, unless you're doing a really big project like this, when you someone's just laying on the horn and driving down the road.
Nice.
Unless you're in the midst of a huge project like this, I feel like you've gotten a lot better about taking breaks and stuff. Part of that is because I make lunch.
Yeah.
I'm always so proud of you whenever you're I'm taking the rest of the day off. I'm yes.
I'm muting the Discord.
Yes. She's doing it.
I did boo at you when you said, "Oh, I have COVID, but I'll be working."
You did, yeah.
And then I said, "You shut up."
Well, I realized I really have a problem. We've joked about this, and I've even said that I have a workaholism problem. But I realized that I'm still not done with it, because the other day I dislocated my knee. It was yesterday, and this morning, Jacob's been very nice. He's I'll take care of everything. Don't do anything. You just have to stay off your leg. That's your job. Jacob went, when we got out of bed, he went into the bathroom, and while he was in the bathroom, I wound up making breakfast.
I was in the bathroom for the time it takes to brush your teeth. And then I came out, and Julia had made tea, made coffee, and had toast in the toaster. And I'm like, why are you standing?
I have a very hard time not contributing and not helping. And I also have this hard, or this stupid thing where, I guess it's not stupid, but I have a hard time with, if there is a task that needs to be done in general and I have free time, I will do the task so that other people don't have to do it on their time. So I will just I will just like look ahead and see what will need to be eventually taken care of, and I'll just do it. It's just because I don't know, I feel like if I have free time I should be doing something with it, but it's because of this like work straight 8 hours.
It's because of your Sigma male grind set.
It's because of my Sigma male grind set.
We have to reduce it to like a beta male.
Yeah.
Whatever mindset beta males have, that's what we want to have.
When I worked at College Humor, I just cried until they gave me an extension. Have you tried that?
You didn't cry enough, I don't think.
I wish.
Yeah.
But this isn't about analyzing Julia's workaholic tendencies. This is supposed to be about Drawtectives and how good it is.
I wanted to offer, because I've been sitting on some files. I have both the end scroll and also if we want to discuss the thing we never did. That's on you, Julia. Your call.
The thing we never did. If it's the big thing that I grinded on for a week, that's still going to be an eventuality.
No. The other thing. You did a background for it. Can I just say it?
Yeah, go
it's
for it.
It's a canceled thing. The trailer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you wanna show some of that?
Yeah. Give me the screen.
Control Shift H. I will give screen.
What's an H?
Oh.
I did ask Karina if she wanted, because I'm always wanting to get more people to watch it so that it's like again, I'm always concerned with like making it worth the team's time. So I wanted I want to get like as much people watching it as possible.
Food.
My cat just knocked all of our wires around. But we
it's honestly
I wanted to get more eyes on it so that I got more views, because it's the thing that gets the least amount of views on the channel.
It also gets the most fan art and the most engagement.
Yeah, and yet so Julia wrote a animated trailer and we were going to do it and then immediately got too busy.
Yep.
But I did do like a color treatment of it. Mm-hmm. And I did start cleaning up the storyboards. So I was okay. Let's just open that over there on the wrong screen. Yeah. Because I wanted to like keep things simple of like just doing little head turns for everyone. I was really looking forward to animating Eugene's earring. But but this never came to fruition because it was like we were too busy.
Yeah.
And I never finished Grendon's storyboards because originally it was planned that they had like a hat and they were going to adjust the brim and then look up. But that was like a really difficult shot. So I kept trying to change it. And then we just canceled the whole thing. Just a little.
Yeah.
And but we did do like the color treatment for it. And Julia did a really beautiful background. Jacob, can you fucking calm down?
Julia scared me. She snagged my headphone cable and they flew out of my head.
So we wanted to do like can you put them back in, please?
They're in my head now. I'm sorry.
In your head.
But we wanted to do an animated trailer and then it just fell through because I looked at the dates on this earlier and I think it was like created January 16th. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's right before like everything went real crazy and stuff. So oops. But let's see.
The original trailer was supposed to be like Eugene or like the whole team was just waking up after they get hypnotized and then like collecting themselves and then like Eugene coming out of the room and then everyone like locking eyes and then Conrad kind of like showing up or whatever.
Yeah.
And
so
then
we just did like a little bit of pre-production, but it went nowhere. So but that doesn't mean animated stuff isn't off the table in the future.
Yeah.
I love this drawing of York so much.
It's really good.
It's never going to get used for anything.
Maybe I'll use this as the thumbnail for this VOD.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I also just wanted to show this because these were my sketches for the finale bits, but I got really unclear instructions about the one where Rosé's on the floor. So this was the first one I drew, and I had to redo it.
It's so
The first one you drew is like Yamcha in the crater meme.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, I just think that one's funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, were you saying something?
Well, I was trying to think of like a way to get more people to watch, and in talking to like Jacob and I had talked about it a lot, and Jacob was like, first of all, you don't have to worry about it. But, you know, I think that like the thing that's hard to explain is that like everyone kind of knows D&D and everyone's been doing D&D, and like it's a very popular thing right now, but Drawtectives isn't really like D&D. It's more of a improv mystery show where you draw. And that's really hard to explain to people. So we wanted to, and that's why the seasons aren't connected either, is so that anyone can join at any season. They're like loosely connected in the way where there's a timeline, but it's not like you don't need to watch the previous season in order to watch the next one, because I'm trying to get people to watch it more. So the trailer was like going to be this like cool Karina animatic without making Karina animate like, 5 minutes of detailed people.
Because I was like, oh, if it's just head turns, like I can do head turns. That's fun.
Yeah.
But we truly just like had no time to really work on it. Like I think we put a solid week into just doing like what was essentially the pre-production of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then like then like shit hit the fan and we just got super busy with a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. So it was going to be like the Karina animated part that is like interesting and has, music and things like that. And then it was going to say Drawtectives. And then the next section was going to be just like clips from the show, kind of explaining what the show is about and like to explain what the show is basically by using clips from the show. A
fun mix of old and new.
Yeah. So that's how I was trying to get people in.
Yeah. I was really looking forward to that, but we just like couldn't do it.
Yeah. I love the mime peeking in with his little middle finger.
I always have so much fun doing the end scrolls. And last time I did it last season, I sent Julia the sketch before I went in, but this time I was doing it section by section, so I didn't have a sketch for her. So I would just surprise her.
It would be like I was in France and Jacob was like dying of COVID. And we were like, I was in like northern France, and I would be like, oh, Karina sent me a thing. Jacob, look. And he'd go, oh my God, that's amazing.
Julia was in France being busy, not getting proposed to. And I was just over here like having a blast doing whatever. I always feel bad bothering Julia, but I just kind of hope she trusts me to like take the wheel with these characters. I asked you to get me a full body shot of Abayomi, and then you never did. And I felt bad about asking again. So I just made it up. I don't know if that's what she wears.
She can wear different outfits.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that.
He was the last thing I added to this because I thought this space was too empty, and I thought it'd be funny if the bee... Because in the first season, one of the characters was holding a bee plush, and I was like, the bee should also be the mascot, and his name is He's Knees, like Huggy He's, and then they have their no running sign.
I love the no running sign.
I also really love Manor of Meat, by the way. Mario's Meatball Manor.
Yeah, of course, meat.
Yeah.
I only had whatever images were on the Drawtective wiki, which is why I only had character things of some of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was supposed to be a parking ticket, but that's what it looked like.
It is a parking ticket. Yeah.
Yes.
He does have a parking ticket in his hat. Yeah. I pictured, because Elise asked that Harvey be a nervous dude who's just kind of like jittery. So I have like the flowers coming out the sleeve, but they came out like prematurely, and then like his cards are kind of scattered all over, and also some of them aren't real cards. It's a parking ticket.
Yeah.
So
I'm so glad I got it right.
Yeah.
I added a bunch of just like space textures and star stuff to kind of like pay homage to the space theming of this season.
Heck yeah.
So the thing is all sparkly. And then I really liked how I rendered Eugene's pecs on this one.
They are beautiful.
And then
Very
approximately 2 hours after I finished this, you were like, "You might have tattoos." And I'm like, "Oh."
But they were like, they would have been under the robe.
I guess, technically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I made up a little guy to go with Gugaga.
Yep.
He has
the
a
little
very
tails.
He has a very stern face. And banana feet.
Banana feet.
Yeah.
Banana feet.
And then I messaged Julia while she was in France, and I was like, I'm adding Velenius to the final scroll. And yeah, that's just for me. And she replied with something along the lines of the theories that this will create.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was
nah.
that and Jancy with Joe Beans.
I
Where
mean,
I was like, you're really throwing the audience what they want.
they're just gals being pals.
There's gals
And
being
that in
pals.
the background is Clawboy 2 and Dunko.
Dunko.
But yeah, I have a whole headcanon for him.
Beautiful.
This is my Drawtectives OC. After discussing it with y'all, Jacob came up with the name William. His name is William Annius, and he's just a normal guy with no hobbies.
He's not Velenius. That's gotta be.
Yeah, he's not Velenius.
No.
Yeah, he's
That's
just
William.
a normal
Yeah.
guy. He's never played a video game.
He's just a guy with a job.
Yeah, he's just a guy with a job. He works at Hucky He's. It's whatever.
Guy with a job.
You gotta be strong to walk
Yeah.
around in that Huck suit all day.
Yeah.
Yep.
They make him wear the Huck suit. Like, he works there, but they have to have him in the costume because his like face is too severe and it scares children. But
Amazing.
yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. I always love to do these.
Every time I see it, I'm filled with such a beautiful joy in my heart.
You did get Anne's chair right. It's a director's chair that's also a
Yeah,
wheelchair.
because you did put up character sheets of a bunch of them,
Yeah.
but only like the first 4 episodes.
Yeah, and then
So
I
it's
got
just
like, kind of
Julie.
swamped. Then I got kind of
But-
swamped and like
Yeah,
forgot.
totally fair. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It's funny you bring up. Well, Abayomi. What the hell actually is her?
Yeah. I
Let's
never
look.
got an answer, and I didn't want to ask a second time because it was like a Saturday.
Let's look.
Yeah, I want to know how close I got with Abayomi bottom half.
Abayomi bottom half. Yeah. If you stop sharing,
I will.
look.
Those were my contributions.
So, I gotta share the screen.
Is Abayomi her real name, or is that also a related to her? Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is how I do the faces for the
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Hell
no.
yeah.
for the show. Is that I just do the faces on a layer, and then I have the base layer. Let's
Also,
see.
yes,
wait.
I'll
please
post
give her a
this
face.
after the stream.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I didn't post it
you.
last week because I wanted to give people proper time to watch the episode.
There it is.
Oh yeah, and the height chart.
Yeah, I have the height chart.
I didn't have the full height chart. I only had the mains.
You got the shoes kind of
I was
right.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
I gave her-
consumable outfit.
I gave her more of a jumpsuit, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
hey,
I mean, close enough.
Hey.
Because I figured she's like, again, good at her job, and she would wear something that's like comfortable because she's gonna be there all night.
Exactly.
Yeah. I had to cheat grandma a little bit
Grandma is always levitating several
Still
inches
too
off
short.
the floor.
because
Yeah.
if I had,
Grandma brings around a little box that they stand on,
Like in Tall Girl.
like in Tall Girl,
yeah, if I do
just in
it,
case there's a tall girl that they want to kiss.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
And every girl is a tall girl to grandma.
so this
Yeah.
black
True.
box is everything that gets cut off, and then everything above the black box is what you see on the show. when they come closer to the screen.
York sneaking up behind Conrad to put him in arm jail is one of my favorite. He's so much bigger.
Shake him. He's still, you gave us like a height chart, but the proportions are still whack.
We all proportion our characters differently.
Conrad's small head ass.
I purposefully made York more proportional to a normal human for you.
Yeah.
And if you look at season 1 York, his head is massive compared to season 2 York.
Yes. Absolutely.
Also,
I shrunk it so much.
I've had the height chart up to Eugene this whole time, and I like came across it again today, and I'm so mad that like Conrad is number 1. I can't believe this this whole time.
Conrad fits entirely inside of York.
And so, inside of
Eat
like York's
him.
waist, basically.
Happy 4-day. Eat the bad man.
Yeah. Yeah. He's very tiny. And then, oh, I got rid of everyone else. There we go. Yeah, Eugene's a little taller because he's got heels. He's got little heels.
That's right.
So he'd actually be a little bit shorter. He'd probably be around Rosé's height.
Yeah. I mean, she could have platforms. It's very unclear.
True.
She is the tall girl who's looking to be kissed.
Yeah. I'm an animatronic. Oh, animatronic's voice, when I drew him, I knew immediately the voice that I wanted, and it's the voice that is the vending machine from BioShock. Why don't you get some money, honey? Welcome to the circus of value. That voice. It was my impersonation of that voice. God. So
Felix is so fucking tall.
His height is just in the goblet.
In the cup.
Yeah.
Oh, I got Joe Bean's bottom half wrong.
That's all right.
Yeah.
They can change clothes.
I went full Dolly Parton.
Yeah, I based all of her outfit on a Dolly Parton.
I went
outfit.
dress instead of pants.
That's
God
fair.
damn
Yeah, her whole thing, actually, everything about her is based off of Dolly Parton. So
yeah,
I have this like her early career when she did a lot of like the Western show. What was that show called? With that dude.
Please
I
don't
kind of
take
look
my
to you because
Macchiato.
you're the Southern boy.
I don't know. I didn't know she did a show with a dude.
I know she did a Christmas movie.
Grand Ole Opry?
Grand Ole Opry.
Is that it?
Oh yes, that's what it is. Good job.
I
Well,
love
chat
this
said it.
poster.
Oh, good job, chat. I have posters for every
There's
room.
an episode of Drunk History that has
I didn't finish that one.
her.
Oh
her
yeah, that's
story
right.
in it.
Hmm.
That's the most I know about her is from that episode of Drunk History.
Is this the main poster? Yeah, I have posters for every room that I
And
made. I decided what I wanted to draw first, and then I was like, how do I make that into a season? Club Vega, I have you guys saw the medieval one from that speed draw episode.
Mm-hmm.
A blue screen. Blue screen. Oh, I should show the... I should show the...
What is this chuckle?
Well, I was thinking about the asset for the Mario's Meatball Manor.
Oh
Episode
man,
7.
Yeah.
that's the one that cut off during the live.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so
literally
frustrating.
Did a whole ass side scroller animation
Yeah.
to someone's improv.
I'm
gonna go over here. I'm gonna go. Oh no!
Something I noticed was in the episode when York and Velenius are doing their arm wrestle. You're talking about how cold and metallic his armor is, but he just has a bare hand. Because I was using this asset as the reference, and he's not wearing armor.
Well,
But it always cracks me up. Your hand is so cold and metallic.
Maybe his skin is like that too.
Thanks, I grinded hard for this armor.
This one was fun to do because I basically just made 2 layers.
And then split the rat.
Very respectful.
And then I split it. I drew just enough so that when he splits. Also, his tongue gets split, which I think is fun.
Nasty.
Nasty.
People were asking about Abayomi's name because we had brought it up and then you never got to answer.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. So I figured that she got renamed by Conrad, as all of them do, and I did not do a good job of hinting that some people changed their names back. I think I had like 1 line of dialogue where I maybe mentioned it, and then I just didn't address it beyond that, and that's on me. But I figured that Abayomi was like, why is my name really stupid? I'm going to give myself a better name.
Hey.
Is that her real name though, or is that just another name she?
I never decided.
Okay, we don't. It's not unknown.
Make it up for yourself.
Make your own headcanon.
Why can't I see Nathan and Karina in them?
Huh?
I literally don't know.
We're gone.
Can you
We're just
control
voices?
Alt Shift whatever again?
Did we get moved to the goo? We're in the goo.
Are we goo?
They're
We're
back.
in this. We're in
Why
this.
did?
It's Control Alt Shift H. Did you get all the keys?
What the heck? I thought I did.
Anyway, I keep seeing people in chat saying you should do an art book, and I think that's such a novel idea, isn't it?
Yeah, the only thing that's hard about that is that I need time to compile it, but it is something that we are thinking about heavily.
With our big
Heavy
brains.
things.
With our big brains, we're planning to do something.
We're
my
plotting.
brain's so heavy I can barely hold it up.
Yeah.
Oh, my big brain.
My intellect. There are a lot of things that we are plotting, but you just need time to do it is the problem.
Yeah.
Working is hard.
Well, Julia works a full 8-hour day nonstop. So.
Yeah, and I go lay out in the sun. And then when I failed to finish the end scroll by the time Julia's back from France, I go, can I please have another week? It's my birthday.
And then I'm like, the episode's
cry?
out next week. Come on, please.
No, you're like, actually, I have COVID. And I was like, perfect. Go to bed. You're not going to be able to edit it in any way.
Yeah.
I finished it really late, but it's in my defense, I was moving and I kind of underestimated how difficult that is.
It's a big image. That's a high effort image.
I did it. I think I did this one faster than the season 1, but I like it a lot better. So I'm pretty proud of it. If you want the full effect, stream Celebrate by twice while scrolling past, like scrolling through it slowly, like I did for about 3 days straight.
Amazing.
Julia, we're coming up on the end of the stream.
Yeah.
Bring it home.
Did you have any other things you wanted to get shown before or to talk about?
I feel like I had something and then I lost it. But that's okay. I just don't remember.
Did Leland wipe your memory?
Oh my god.
Season 3, I've started to really brainstorm, and I think I'm coming up to the idea for the season. I think I'm having a hard time deciding if it should. I got a lot of asks for like a spooky season, and I'm trying to decide if that's what I want to do or if I want to go back and like give you like just a straight up mystery like season 1, but
season was pretty spooky.
Yeah, there's
true.
It was a little existentially horrifying at points.
Yeah, maybe more horrifying and less spooky.
Yeah. I thought I had. Oh, I can show you. I have some early Eugenes. some
I
early
remember
Eugene
the one you
sketches.
posted forever ago where he had bandages on his face.
Oh, he had I had a like jewelry that would come up.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah.
Who is that?
So, something a fun fact about Eugene is that his hair is kind of rumpled because when he woke up, he kind of just like rubbed his head and it got all messed up. And actually, his hair is supposed to be nice and neat. But this was like his original design, and I had I had a hard time because I had an idea for what I wanted. I wanted him to be very like wispy and kind of like ghost-like since he was a spirit dude. I have another sketch of him somewhere. I just don't remember where. There he is looking upset.
He didn't know where he was. He didn't know who he was. He didn't know where he was.
Pathetic. I push him over.
You know, it's like you say your idea for him was for him to be like real sad and moody, but like the very first room we went into, he just starts stuffing his face with sand.
Yeah, he starts playing with a camera. You did that.
He was like
That's
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, we just roll with it.
Did I have? I thought I had.
I love that, and I will say I love that choice you made. Like in that moment, that was the right choice to make for his character, and like
that's when I decided that man is my adult son.
So I appreciate that, like you took the opportunity to like make him a more fun, likable character in that moment.
Well,
I think that was a good choice on
Thank
your
you.
part.
Because the other part about him is that he is very nice. He's like a nice dude who genuinely just like loves everything.
Guy.
So I
He's
think
thinking about those ghosts.
he was thinking about those ghosts. He was thinking about the them banh mi's.
He's just a hungry boy.
He's just a hungry boy.
Thinking about ghosts is hungry work.
Yeah.
I had a sketch for him somewhere. His original sketch. He looked very different in the beginning, but I don't remember where it is.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Rip.
And we're about to be gone too.
Yeah. It's 9:02.
It's
Oh my god. We're leaving.
Yeah.
We
Anyway.
hope you enjoyed this Drawtectives Q&A.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't have more prepared. I dislocated my knee and it's thrown. I got proposed
I cannot
to.
believe.
I'm engaged and I dislocated my knee all in one weekend.
Your knee is disengaged.
My knee is disengaged. So my brain's been static.
Heavy weekend.
Yeah. My brain's been static for a little while, so I didn't get to prepare much for this, so I apologize, but I hope that it was still interesting enough. But yeah, I hope you liked it. Thank you everyone who watched Celestial Spear. It was a big passion project of mine and I was so super proud of it. And because I was so proud of it, I was so scared that it wasn't going to be good because then I'd be crushed.
Thank you for making it.
Thank you for making it.
It was wonderful. It's always so fun for us to do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for making like truly one of the coolest things I get to be a part of.
I'm always so honored to be a part of it.
Thank you so much.
And to contribute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's just very scary when you put your whole ass into a thing. And then you're
I thought it was weird that you did that.
Yeah.
That you put your whole ass in it.
Yeah.
It's the butt cloud.
You should.
Yeah.
That's what the butt cloud lore is. That's Julia's ass.
Yeah. But it's really like putting yourself out there. So I appreciate everyone who likes it as much as they do and who interacted with it and watched the whole season.
Julia, you fool. I've spent all stream drawing Velenius fan art.
Yeah.
Gonna make a comic.
I'm excited to see it.
It absolutely is scary and vulnerable to like put so much of yourself into something, but I think that's what people really like about it. There's truly nothing that exists like Drawtectives. It's like 100% from your mind, and
thank you very much.
You can sense that in every aspect of it.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Thank you. So yeah, thank you again to you guys, my friends, for playing the show and being so encouraging of it, and thank you to the viewers for watching it. To you.
Yeah, that's you. That's you.
You the viewer.
You the
there.
viewer.
Yo.
I appreciate everyone who makes fan art, just generally loves the show, and also spreads the word of the show, because I'm always scared that it's not going to get enough viewers, and then I feel like it's not worth it. So I appreciate everyone spreading the word. We have Patreon bonus stream this Friday.
Yeah.
So if you're a patron, be
Get
sure
in
to
there.
check that out.
It's a little early this month because
We got
Seattle.
because
We got
we're
Seattle.
gonna be out of town.
we're going on a little trip.
Yeah,
Doing
everyone who bought
live
tickets for that,
shows.
thank you so much. We will see you
Thank
in
you.
Seattle for those
That
3
was
live shows.
Almost time.
That was wild.
We're very excited.
That was a wild time.
The speed at which they sold out
Yeah,
was very cool.
Yeah.
to see.
absolutely bananas.
Thank you all. We can't wait
Thank you
to
all.
do a dumb show for you and then sign stuff for you and tell you hi.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Yeah.
End the stream.
Bye.
End it.